Hi there, Zinski4 here again with a video that's kind of different from what I usually do on this channel. Today's topic is going to be a bit on the spicy side. No, not in that sense. So I was looking through some old CDs the other day, pushing them up to good old music brains and stuff. And I came across two discs that first they seemed kind of normal, but the more I looked at them, the more I was like, what the actual heck was going on there? So the first disc is this one. As you can see, it's Robert Miles' Dreamland. Many of you probably know this, it's a very nice album. At first it seems pretty normal, except maybe that the white balance is a bit off. But you can also see the paper is a bit smaller than it should be. But so far it kind of looks like the official release of the album, specifically the German release by Motor Music, because there were several versions of this album. One of them, I think it's the more worldwide release, is the one with this artwork, and the difference between the two is the track index points. They are at different places, but the content itself is the same. But what we have here is the European release, which is this one, and actually this also has two different versions. The only difference is that the title is not at the exact same position on the artwork, but still both of those are still official releases. So yeah, what we have right here is basically one of those, except if you turn it around, you can see, and if you take a look at the back side of the front cover, you can see that it's a bit less pages than it's supposed to be. Like, it's just the front cover, and the back side is like the back side of the actual thing, but like the rest of the pages are just missing. The inside is just white. And as you can see on the top right corner, we have the cat number of this release, which is actually the official one, so even though the official release doesn't have it written on there. But as you can also see, there is something interesting going on. As you can see, there is this second vertical line on the right. It's like a folding edge at the wrong place. And as you can see, if I put it here in the case, there is this gap next to the paper, so it should be bigger, and they probably first they folded it by measuring the distance from like the left edge, no, the right edge of the paper actually. But for some reason the print is actually smaller than it should have been. I am not sure exactly how they did it, but yeah. Let's move on. There is more interesting stuff to talk about here. Let's take a look at the back side of this thing. So this actually looks kind of like the official release, except some logos are missing. But like the cat number, the EAN code, all this is actually the same as it's on the official release. And as you can see, the white balance is still a bit off from the original one, although not that bad as the front cover, but still just a bit. And as you can see, the right edge is not a scanning error. This is how they cut the actual thing out. There is no more than what you see as the right edge on this picture, so they just couldn't get the size right, like, ever. And the overall print quality is also not the best one I have ever seen. But let's zoom in on this small yellow text. You can see it says Motor Music, but spelled with the Z instead of an S, so that's interesting. That's a bit sus. But the actual gate of the rabbit hole starts on the disc itself. So this is the disc, and as you can see, it's pretty much the same as the official release. Maybe one funny thing is that, as you can see, it says for details see inlay, but like, yeah, of course, as I said, there is no inlay, so that's cute. And you can also actually see how the print itself is a bit smaller than the disc. See how much empty space is around the edges, so yeah, sizes are not their strength, I guess. Wait, that sounded weird. Anyway, but where the real fun starts is on the right side, this catalog number looking code thing. It says KJF-31-867. I don't know about you, but for me it sounds like kind of like the most Slavic sounding letter combination like ever. And as it turns out, this isn't actually a cat number, because that one is the original one written up right there somewhere. This one is not that. This actually refers to the company that made this. And there actually is some information about this, do I call it label, or actually it might be a network, but more on that later. I found the Discogs page, and it exists also on Music Brains. It appears to have been a Bulgarian company, but that's about it. Like, we really don't have any more information on that. They of course operated in the 90s, or at least that's the era most of the releases they copied are from. Oh, and also, yeah, on the back of the disc, in the matrix /runout section, even though I couldn't take any good pictures of it, but it just says the original cat number of the release, the official one. So yeah, there isn't any useful information there either. And there's also no CD text info written on the disc. So this was the first of the two discs. The other one is this one, Share Believe. And I don't believe this is an official release either. You can see the cover on the official version. It's basically Cher standing in front of some kind of a wall, and the title written on there, and that's basically it. Not a very complex cover here, but as you can see, this one has a background that's a bit different from the original one. You can see that they actually cut her around, took the original cover art, cut her around, and paste it in front of this plain purple background. I'm not sure why they did it, probably because the original artwork was copyrighted, but still, in that case, I don't think this would be a solution anyway. And the backside of this booklet is just purple, there is nothing on it. And the inside is just white, just like it was the case with the Robert Miles disc. And so if we take a look at the disc itself, it looks kind of like the real thing, even though I couldn't find this exact version of the disc artwork, but yeah, let's just believe it's the real one. And this actually looks like, and also the previous one, it looks like still screen, so it's not proper like offset print. It has this kind of cheap-ish vibe to it, but it's not the worst print I have ever seen. And I think we can get straight to the point from here. KJF-31-876. Remember how the other one was 867? This one is 876. And this is actually a different company. This one is a Russian company, yes. Or at least that is what I could find on the interwebs. It's called Storm Records, and you can actually see their logo printed on the spine here. And if we turn this disc around, actually, we can see that it's kind of strange, isn't it? It looks like some homemade disc, but it actually isn't. It is still, this is a factory pressed disc, but it looks like you can't usually see this much difference in color between the written and non-written sections. But for this one, it looks kind of like the actual master disc was actually this size. And the edge kind of looks like it was never actually exposed to anything, like ever. So that's one thing I wanted to show you. The other thing is this time we do have some interesting information printed on the matrix ring. On one side it says A, okay, I guess A, and on the opposite side you can see CDL427. And this is actually the same one that's on a different bootleg release I found on Discogs, and except on that one, the cover, the background of the cover is is not purple, it's like a more reddish brick kind of color. I'm not sure how to call that, but I will link that in the description as well. But on that one, the disc looks different, like the printed side is completely different. And actually on that one, you can see that because of it's only partially printed, you can actually see the data layer is also like smaller, like just like on my copy. And notice how the text around the edge is so nicely centered in that small range. I wonder if they did that on purpose. So as you can see, the KJF-31-876 and 867 are actually two different companies. I'm pretty sure they are part of like the same network because like, heck, yeah, duh. I wanted to leave the best part for the end. Let's look at the back side of this release. Yeah, like creativity, where really? But no creativity, no. We are Russians, they said. We can do it, нет problem. What's better than one share? 5 little share, cock your PPS, beautiful. Warner Music UK Limited. Warner Music Group Company. Yeah, sure. Warner Music Manufacturing Russia, I guess. But wait, we have a barcode down here. Oh my goodness. Maybe we can get some more info about the origin of this disc. So if we look up the EAN prefixes, we can find out that 720 is currently assigned to, can you guess? Yeah, nothing. The barcode of most of the releases on this label are actually the same. So that's nice, I guess. One more thing I think is worth mentioning is that especially the back cover of both of these discs is made of some weird glossy magazine paper like thing, but it's like very stiff. It's got like this uneven internal tension in it. I'm not sure if you can see it on this picture, but if you're sensitive to this kind of stuff, don't touch it with a 10-foot pole, it's very unsatisfying. It just won't stay flat. I actually had to put all kinds of weights on it while I was scanning it, just to make it stay flat. So again, if you have any more information on these, please write in the comments, or even better, join my Discord and we can discuss it even further. I'm going to link all the sources I could find in the description. Let's explore things together. See you next time, have a good one.